In a week chock full of bombshell headlines, you may have missed the official congressional hearing into UFOs, or as the government calls it, unidentified aerial phenomena. But allow me to get you up to speed. According to this man, retired Major David Grush, a former Air Force intelligence officer, the government is not only holding on to secrets about UFOs, but has retaliated against those who dare spill the beans. Watch.
If you believe we have crashed craft, stated earlier, do we have the bodies of the pilots who piloted this craft?
As I've stated publicly already in my News Nation interview, biologics came with some of these recoveries, yeah.
Were they, I guess, human or non-human biologics?
Non-human, and that was the assessment of people with direct knowledge on the program I talked to that are currently still on the program.
Do you believe our government has made contact with intelligent extraterrestrials?
Something I can't discuss in public setting.
Has the U.S. government become aware of actual evidence of extraterrestrial, otherwise unexplained forms of intelligence? And if so, when do you think this first occurred?
Certainly, like I've discussed publicly previously, 1930s.
So the Pentagon has denied all of those claims, by the way, like that really means anything, but I thought I'd mention it. According to Grush, the U.S. government has been well aware of non-human life forms since at least the 1930s, which means the government has done almost as good of a job covering up for aliens as it's done shielding and coddling Democrat politicians. But I 100% believe in aliens and extraterrestrial life forms. I mean, there is just no way someone like Hillary Clinton came from Earth parents. There's just no way. But as much as this all sounds like a joke, I think we ought to take it seriously, and here's why. Under Joe Biden, the Taliban has retaken Afghanistan. Putin has invaded Ukraine. China is poised to pounce on Taiwan any day now. Then the Chinese spy balloon that was allowed to traverse our nation for a week, plus the ongoing invasion at our own southern border, just proves that we don't take our national security or sovereignty seriously. So if there was ever a time for freaking aliens to inhabit and conquer Earth, now would be that time. You've heard the term strike when the iron's hot. Well, these aliens ought to strike when the POTUS is a vegetable. Now, if the aliens are listening to us right now, I'd like to make just a couple of requests. If you do come to overtake planet Earth, could you please start in California? I promise you, you'll feel at home there and you can frickin' have it. It's been a long week for the big guy. His son's plea deal was rejected. His pay-to-play scheme is unraveling before our very eyes. Oh, and apparently, he also cured cancer, in case you missed it.
If you could do anything at all, Joe, what would you do? I said I'd cure cancer. They looked at me like, why cancer? Because no one thinks we can. That's why, and we can. We'd end the cancer as we know it.
In Joe's defense, he probably thinks he cured cancer, but sadly, he still hasn't cracked the code on dementia, which I think could be to blame for another bizarre health-related statement he made this week regarding COVID.
And we're still feeling the profound loss of the pandemic. As I mentioned, we have over 100 people dead. That's 100 empty chairs around the kitchen table.
100 people, Joe? Are you sure? I think that might be the first time a liberal has ever underreported COVID deaths. You know, I know there was a UFO hearing yesterday insinuating alien life has been detected by the U.S. government, so I would humbly ask the aliens to come back and get Joe at their earliest convenience. Please and thank you. But speaking of abductions, my second loser this week is Carly Russell, who Jussie Smolletted the country into believing she was kidnapped after spotting a toddler on the side of the road. She was missing for nearly 2 days before showing up on her parents' doorstep. She claimed she was abducted by a white man with orange hair. Well, it turns out that was a lie. She didn't get abducted by a carrot top looking gentleman. She didn't get abducted, well, at all.
There was no kidnapping on Thursday, July 13th, 2023. My client did not see a baby on the side of the road. My client did not leave the Hoover area when she was identified as a missing person. My client did not have any help in this incident, but this was a single act done by herself. We ask for your prayers for Carly as she addresses her issues and attempts to move forward, understanding that she made a mistake in this matter.
A mistake is leaving the flat iron plugged in. Faking your own abduction is not a mistake. It's not a whoopsie-oopsie. It's a damn ruse and a damn lie. And she needs to face consequences for this. Law enforcement officers in this country are already overburdened and understaffed, so leading them on a wild goose chase for a hoax like this is not only a waste of time, but a slap in the face to actual victims of actual crimes. You know, the girl even searched for the movie Taken as well as for info on Amber Alerts prior to her fake disappearance, so this was premeditated, an apology not accepted. Law enforcement, man, what a job having to deal with so much crap for such little appreciation and respect. Which brings me to loser 3 this week.
Holy dude. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
It's a lady.
Whoa! Bro. What the What the
At least I think she ran out. She ran out.
She ran out?
Yeah, the gun's
Holy dude.
So, as you saw earlier this week, a naked woman got out of her car on the Bay Bridge going eastbound on Interstate 80 and started firing a gun into the air and then at other vehicles. Now, to some of you, this might appear odd, but remember, this is California, so not really. This is actually the second time in less than a week that a Bay Area bridge was tied up by an incident. Last week, the Richmond-San Rafael Bridge was shut down in the eastbound direction due to a man having a mental health crisis for 19 hours. Traffic in California is bad enough without vagrants and wackadoodles going buck wild and blocking traffic. Next time, may I suggest having your psychotic breaks outside of the governor's mansion, please and thank you. But alas, those are my losers of the week. But hey, at least Joe cured cancer, right?